Sorry, you guys. I was sitting here just plugging away at other things and looked at the clock and I was like, oh, crap. Gotta
I was
log
doing
in.
the same thing.
Sorry, I'm on my first cup of coffee. So happy Saturday, everybody. See, I gotta get a light on over here. It's kind of dark in here for some reason. It don't look like it's gonna rain. I don't know what's going on. But anyhow, so let's talk some Disney today.
Yep.
Let me hop over into the chat. See who we got in here. So we've got Reza in here. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
We've got Controversial Cruising in the house. Controversial, we missed you last night. We were talking football and cruises last night. We missed you for that conversation. We've got Danny D in the house. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
And we got Clock. Hey, Clock.
What's going on?
How long have you been up, Clock?
7:30 or 8, I can't remember.
Ooh, you were up early. I didn't even have time to run to Dunkin' Donuts this morning. I was planning on going to get my coffee there. Hey, Cruise Nuts, welcome in.
Welcome in.
Let's see. He's saying hi to some people. We've got the Bud Files in the house. Good morning, Bud Files.
Morning.
Let's see. We've got Scott McNeil in the house. Hello, Scott.
Hello.
Let's see. I rewatched that. Came on at work. Was like, dang. Yeah. Don't know where the conversation came from, but it works, right? So anyhow, I don't know, you guys. I'm gonna tell you up front, I don't know next Saturday if I'm going to be live because I am going to Disney on Friday and plan on staying there with some friends. So I will probably, you know what? I might do a live at Disney Springs Saturday morning. Maybe I'll do a live from Disney Springs. Controversial. LA Rams. Yeah.
I thought you had a Ravens jersey on yesterday or Thursday.
Who did? Oh, hold on. Somebody's in the basement.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Good morning.
Planned or pop-up? Oh, for Disney Springs, it will definitely be a pop-up because I don't know what time I will be there. So, yeah, it would be a pop-up. Hey, Tamika. Welcome in. Thanks for coming in this morning. So, it was a conversation in the chat yesterday about where the Rams were from. Clock. Yes. So, I knew the Rams, you guys, were from St. Louis before, but I wasn't really sure where they moved to. So we were kind of back and forth about where they are now. That's what that conversation was about.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so we're here to talk Disney this morning. So let's talk about what they announced for the Magic Kingdom. And then I wrote it down, you guys. And then what things that we think they can change about the Magic Kingdom. Sound good?
Yep.
I was going to ask you a question. I was thinking about last night. That's kind of off that topic, though. Okay, so, they do the concerts at Epcot, right? And it was kind of all over social media a couple of weeks ago. Like Joey Fatone was there and Lance Bass joined them. And then there was like all this speculation about NSYNC coming back. And then, the VMAs this week, NSYNC, presented Taylor Swift with the award. It kind of started at Disney, and then, NSYNC's kind of got that Disney background. Like, are you excited about it? Are you an NSYNC person?
I'm not an NSYNC person. Are you
guys? What about Ricky Clock? Is Ricky?
I mean, I like NSYNC. She's not around.
I was gonna
I
ask
told him we get on the cat today.
because I was like watching that like Epcot, like where they were live at Epcot, and I was like, wait, are those free concerts?
They are
Because
free.
next year I'm gonna have to look.
They are free. We're going September 30th because Boys to Men will be there.
Okay.
So they do concerts for the Food and Wine Festival, and they do concerts for the Flower and Garden Festival. And then for the holiday, they bring in stars that do the, what's it called, Clock? It's not a concert. It's I forgot what it is, but it's like a Christmas thing, but it's not a concert. But they come in and they read like I forgot what it's called. But
are you talking about the TV special?
No. What they do at Christmas, where they have like John Stamos comes, or they have the Aladdin chick.
It's like a Yule.
Yeah, you almost got it. It was on your tongue. You almost said
something other.
Yeah, so they do something like that for Christmas, and then the arts festival. I want to say they do like Broadway kind of stuff. So, but yeah, your concerts are mainly for the Flower and Garden and Food and Wine. So yeah,
Okay.
And they do bring in some older big headliner people like Boys to Men, and Tiffany was there a few weeks ago from like the 80s, and Christopher Cross, he comes usually every year. So yeah, okay. I mean, if they could bring in NSYNC, right? I mean, it could be a possibility.
I know. I was just curious because it was I remember watching it at Epcot a couple weeks ago, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and they're free. They do 3 shows a night, whatever. It's the same concert, but they do three shows because the venue is not that big. It's a small venue. It probably holds like, 300 people?
Okay.
Maybe. So they do, but people wait in line. Like the bigger people, they wait in a long, long line.
Clock, is that you who answered in the chat?
That's my son.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh.
Okay.
So I asked my wife if she liked NSYNC, and she said, "There's a bear in the woods." So
see, Ricky's my age though, because I was like, I wonder how upset Andrew's going to be if I have to sell his PlayStation and cancel a cruise for like NSYNC reunion tour so I can relive my 12-year-old dreams. And yeah. But
Jennifer's aging me.
Dude, I was all excited. I was like, last night I was on TikTok till 3 a.m. because I was reliving. I was like, oh, I had those dolls, and I remember for my birthday I had to have the new No Strings Attached. Anyways,
Sherry was Backstreet Boys.
No, I was more of New Kids on the Block.
I was gonna say she was probably Donnie Wahlberg.
That was me. I'm your age, Clock. I'm up there with you, dude.
Oh, that's who I meant to say, actually.
Okay, I'm up there with you, dude.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot.
Well, just tell Ricky there's a reunion tour, and it kind of started at Epcot a couple weeks ago because I remember watching it. I was like, Lance Bass is, but then I was like, well, Joey does a lot of stuff in Florida. Maybe he's taking his kids. Anyways, let's talk Magic Kingdom. Sorry, guys. I was all excited last night though. I was like, how can I make that work?
She's like, how can I work out a trip to Disney? Hey, Scratch and Pete, thanks for coming in. Ooh. We want to see Clock dressed up as one of the NSYNC boys for Halloween.
I mean, you could. Which one would you be? I mean, would you be Chris? Would you be, Joey? Would you be JC? Would you be Justin? Would you be Lance? I mean, there's so many options there.
Joey's chubby.
He likes hot dogs. Hot dog.
So anyhow, you guys, so Magic Kingdom. So they announced they're going to be making some changes to the Magic Kingdom. They are building a whole new land. Did they announce what that land is going to be, Clock? They did.
I don't know if it's official because it's kind of so. I don't know if y'all are into any of these. If y'all get any daily Disney stuff sent to you.
I am
I may
so
send
far
you an invite.
behind in social media right now, you guys.
Well,
I
I get an
told
email
Danny I
every
just need
day.
a day to get caught up on YouTube today, Instagram, Facebook. I am so far behind in everything.
I get an email every day from Disney Dining.
Oh,
But it tells you all kinds of different things about what's going on at the park. Sometimes it's clickbait and it ends up not being exactly what they say it is, but a lot of times it's good information. So I'll send you all an invite if you want. It's
yeah.
like I said, it's pretty informative. The one thing showed, I think it's mostly showing the stuff at Animal Kingdom, because I think Animal Kingdom's getting like Indiana Jones, Coco, and I can't remember what the third one is. And then at the Tree of Life, the show is not going to be A Bug's Life anymore. It's going to be the rabbit.
Zootopia.
What's her name? Zootopia. So.
Oh. Clock, I thought you said your kids don't watch your YouTube channel. Your son's in here commenting.
Yes, because I talked about Disney today, and he was just helping me put my my posters in my my ship posters in my frames.
Oh, okay. I have my carnival one in the frame. I haven't hung it up yet. Maybe I'll do that today. They didn't have an official name, I believe. They kind of just talked about the concept of they wanted to do, but I could be wrong. So what Danny's saying hi to your son. So what do you guys want to see in this new land? If you could reinvent this new land, what would you want to see in this land? Jennifer, are you sharing out? I don't see your
I didn't. I came to support.
No, you need to share out. Share
You
out.
sure?
You need your watch hours. Come on.
Okay. Right.
So what do you guys want to see in this new land that they got going on here? I think it's good because I think what it's going to do is spread the crowd out more. I think Disney, the Magic Kingdom is so congested right now that to even walk anywhere, it's a nightmare. So I feel like this is going to spread the lines out a little bit on some of these bigger rides. So
unfortunately, I know Disney, and Disney, they have more room. They can have more capacity.
I was just thinking that as I said that they'll probably even add more reservations. Because I know starting in January, they're dropping the reservations at all the parks except for Magic Kingdom, where you have to have a reservation. You're still going to have a reservation into the Magic Kingdom, but everything else you will not need one.
Yeah.
So you're probably right. They're probably just going to up the capacity for Magic Kingdom, which sucks.
I think Disney could do. I think they could do better in some areas. Like especially at Magic Kingdom, I feel like the magic at Magic. I mean, to me, it's so crowded, and that's my least favorite park. I mean, Dumbo and all that classic stuff is awesome, and taking Chloe there was awesome. But I feel like you could have like a whole. I mean, they've got so many great movies out and so many great series out. They could do a whole revamp of a theme and it really do well. I mean, look at I love the Toy Story area, and I love Batuu in those themed areas. What's the blue guys in Animal Kingdom? What's that movie? I can't think of what it's called.
I can't think of it either.
But that in Animal Kingdom, that themed area, I think they could do such a cool thing, like with some of the newer movies. Like, that's just my thought. Something newer, something more refreshing at Magic Kingdom. I mean, because when you walk into Magic Kingdom, the greatest thing is seeing the castle and stuff,
and smelling the confectionery.
Yeah, and then you kind of like walk into like
they shoot in the air.
Yeah. And then you kind of walk into the. I feel like the worlds kind of don't match that theme in my thought, but that's just me.
What do you
I mean, I
think?
kind of thought the concept of the villains area was pretty cool.
Yeah, see, that would be cool. There's a whole bunch of people who love just the Disney villains, like Ursula and just different ones. I mean, Jafar. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. My son wanted to join the chat.
Oh, hey.
Hi, it's good to see
Hey.
you.
So what does your son think they should do with that land? What do you think?
I like the villains idea. I've talked about it with my friends a lot because they like Disney too. I think the villains would be cool, and I'm not really 100% sure on what they want to do. Because I watched the D23, and they kind of just said that they were looking for something in scale of like Galaxy's Edge, something around that size or larger. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but villains would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what the other one was. Because they said something about Encanto or Coco, or I think there was another one. If it wasn't the villains, it was going to be one of those three, or a combination of a couple of them.
Well, they probably won't do anything with Star Wars there because that's the Hollywood Studios that's got that. So I don't know. I don't know. And I kind of feel like they need to revamp the whole Space Mountain. Like, I think that needs to be kind of.
They are, aren't
like
they?
Old. It's like 70s. Like,
Oh, wait, Space Mountain. Yeah. I was thinking Splash
that
Mountain.
needs to be redone. I mean, it's dark, right? There's not really much of a theme to it, but they need to add something. I don't know. They need to add another modern thing to it, I think.
I mean, I feel like look at Universal, where you've got all this new cool stuff coming in. I mean, and you kind of get in the like mine and Andrew's generation with like the Nintendo, it's super, and then you got Harry Potter and you've got Jurassic World and all that kind of nostalgia. And like we were just talking about, like there's so many things you could bring back like that were real cool. And I mean, I just think they could just do better, in my opinion. I feel like Disney, compared to Universal, could do so much. They have the money. They could just really do something really cool.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see even what theme they're going to make this land, let alone, I'm sure they're going to have another roller coaster because that seems to be their newest trend, right? They got Tron, they've got Galaxy's Edge, they've got, or not Galaxy, is it Galaxy? Is that what it's called? Galaxy? Guardians of Galaxy.
Yeah.
So that seems to be like their newest thing is the roller coaster. So I'm sure it'll be some type of roller coaster on this land. But I don't know. I don't know what else they'll do. Welcome in, Tina Ladybug. Thank you so much for coming in.
Hello.
And Roll Buddy.
Rail Buddy.
Rail Buddy, the train crazy nomad and traveler. Welcome in.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hello.
And
so, go on, Jennifer.
I was going to say hi to Pete and the Bud Files since they also joined. Thank you. Join me.
Yeah. So what do you guys think that they're going to do any like crazy restaurant in this area? I mean, because they seem to be every time they're building a new land, they're building some type of restaurant to go.
Yeah, they'll definitely do some kind of thing for the area. You seen they're doing a not to change subject, but it's part of the renovations. They're putting a Pirates of the Caribbean bar in Magic Kingdom.
See, I think that'd be cool.
And I think that's because the Star Wars one, there is such a demand for that. Like there's people like line there constantly to get in. Yeah. And I think that's a moneymaker, right? With Pirates of the Caribbean, they could probably do the same thing because that's like a hot area, right? So they're smart. And they'll probably do like pirate themed drinks, I'm sure, and give you like, where you could build your own pirate ship or something. You know, there'll be something, some money maker in there that they're gonna. Hey, Bama Nola, thanks for coming in.
What's going on?
That
Hey,
they're gonna do. There'll be some theme to build your own something where they're gonna make money, and then the restaurant. They might even put a restaurant over there. I wouldn't be surprised to eat with the pirates or something like that. They'll do something.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah, like that would be fun to me.
Well, they have a Jack Sparrow that walks around, so I'm sure the Jack Sparrow guy will at least be hanging around the bar, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. But I have a feeling they'll probably have a restaurant. They're probably going to put a There's a restaurant over there. There's like, and it's never open. It's a counter service place. They should just knock that down and put in a restaurant right there. But maybe that's where they're going to put the bar in. I don't know, but that place is never open. What are you laughing at over there, Jennifer?
Andrew just walked in.
Andrew's up early.
Like trembling over Chloe's toys. He didn't want to be like loud. I wanted to say something too about to Bama. So, you know, like our channel and y'all's too, like we're, you know, we kind of talk about fun things. We all have our themes. But one thing I love is that we also like include our family life or our personal life, you know. And Bama, you know, he has the lawn adventures, you know. But last night I was watching his kids like the band performance. They're in high school.
The football game.
Yeah, and
I don't see. I didn't notice. I did notice. I just haven't watched it yet.
And I just wanted to say like how awesome it is to see like such a supportive dad. Like I see him work hard all day in the sun doing a job that I'm like, oh boy, in the heat. And then I see him at dance recitals, and then I see him at band competitions or robotics competitions. And I just wanted to say like I don't think I give Bama enough shout out sometimes because I really enjoy his channel, and he's so supportive of all three of us. Anytime we go live, he's there, and I just wanted to say that. I know you don't like Disney, Bama, but you're a cool guy. I just wanted to say that you're a good dad.
Yes, Bama, and I do have that on my list. I saw it pop up this morning, so it's on my watch later list. So I'll get you. I'll get your hours in for you.
Guys, I was living in full nostalgia last night. I was like in sync, like I was like bye, like, and then I was like watching Bama's like high school stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I was back to being like 14 years old last night. I was like, you know what? I'm taking down all of our adult pictures. I'm going to go get my 17 magazine. I'm putting up NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and Dawson's Creek, and I'm going to relive this moment. I'm going to talk Disney in the morning. I was ready for it.
So funny. So Clock, when is your so you're not even gonna see the Moana thing till next year because you're not going this year, right?
Nope.
I love that. Like when I saw the previews of it, they did such a good job theming that, like all the hidden details of the different characters and the way Epcot's in the background. I think that's going to be really cool. And again, that's another movie it's done really, really well that I'm glad they did a theme with.
I was upset because, not about that, but I was upset because they were supposed to redo the Epcot, what do you call the ball? What's the ride in there?
Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth.
Yes, Spaceship Earth. I was mad because they were supposed to redo that. And then during the C word, they scrapped it. But now I understand why. They probably took that money and put it towards the Moana thing. So, I mean, that makes sense. But at first they didn't. They just said they scrapped it. And I was like, oh, because that thing is really 80s. That Spaceship Earth, that needs to be redone.
Yep.
I agree. And that was, I think, my biggest disappointment with Disney is that, you know, it's like, it was definitely dated in some areas. I mean, like I said, Universal just does such a cool job of like all the different areas. And you're walking in Tomorrowland, and it's like, well, Tomorrowland actually looks like 1990.
Yeah.
You know? And then you're in Fantasyland, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, look at the Grand Prix Those are so 80s too, or 70s. That needs to
Yep.
be revamped too. And I'm surprised they didn't revamp that when they dug up half of it to put in Tron back there.
Right, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think Magic Kingdom as a whole could use a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
do
think
too.
a villains area would be cool because aren't they in the parade too? Like they have a whole like area and then like maybe not so scary or and the different parades of all the villains like Jafar and
What's that?
I think they do. I think they
I
have
think
like
they
a
do.
parade with villains. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it is a villains parade.
yeah. So they already have the costumes and the characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the new movie that's coming out that maybe they're gonna theme it off of, you think? They usually do it off of like the newest, greatest thing, right? That's usually when their lands come out with new stuff that are a ride. They usually theme it off of something like Moana, right? So now they have this whole Moana thing.
I mean, Encanto was probably their latest one that was the biggest one they had.
So maybe it's going to be like themed off of Encanto.
Yeah.
But then again, their lands at Disney aren't like, they're not really themed off of they're more themed off of like a Futureland,
Adventure
Tomorrowland,
or yeah.
Adventureland. So I don't
Yeah.
know if it would be themed off of a movie. Maybe they're going to call it Todayland. I don't know. Right? I mean, and originally what I heard, the People Mover, and this would be smart too. Originally, the People Mover, when they built that, Walt had the vision that it was going to go around the whole park. But now it only goes around because they've built so much, I guess, since it opened, right? They need to expand that to go around the whole park.
That'd be pretty cool, but
People
they
want to
had
ride longer.
Yeah, that's a good ride for breaking people up and and just getting a like a breeze because you're in the shade the whole time.
Happy birthday, Bama. I didn't know it was your birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. I would sing, but
Happy
you don't want to hear
birthday.
me sing.
Happy birthday. Mine's next Saturday.
Oh, that's exciting, but we probably won't be live next Saturday because I'm going to be at Disney.
Well, that'll give my wife plenty of time and to plan the extravaganza.
Maybe she'll bring you breakfast in bed since you can stay in bed next Saturday morning.
I doubt it. I'm not going to stay in bed anyway.
Your son's laughing. So for your son, what does he wish to see at Disney for the future?
I agree with the Tomorrowland thing. They definitely need to clean that up, and they actually are, but not at Walt Disney World. They're actually going to be redoing it at I think it was Hong Kong or maybe Tokyo Disneyland, one of the two. They're going to be completely redoing the entire like area where Spaceship Earth is, and it looks good from a concept art. It's just whether or not it happens, who knows. I'd like to see that, and then I do really want them to continue working on Animal Kingdom. I think that's like, to me, the worst part there right now. I just feel it's very lackluster with a lot of the stuff, and I like Pandora, but the rest of it, it's not as good as like what the other parks are at right now.
Well, I think for, like you just said, Animal Kingdom, I really think they need to add more areas in there with shade. There is literally no shade in that park except for when you first walk in, right? But there's no rides or anything. You know, when you walk through like that little forest area.
Yeah.
Other than that, there is no shade, and that is the hottest park to go to in the summer. And all the rides are mostly outside, so there's not much to do in the AC except for some of the shows are like inside. But they definitely need to add more shade to that park. because I will not.
They
go
have
there.
that theater right there on the water too, and every time I've been, they've never had any shows there.
Oh, well, they do them at night. They do the nighttime where the where they do where the little, it's a light show. They float around like the little pedals and stuff. It's at
Oh,
night.
okay.
They do a night show there. That's why you've never seen it.
You would think that with that big harbor there, they could do like a stunt show or something to make it a little bit more action packed.
I think it's because of the animals. They can't.
Oh yeah,
they can't
yeah.
do certain things because it'll frighten the animals.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
they
not
did
allowed-
the kite tails. Remember that with all the kites? And that
Yeah.
didn't do so.
Yeah, they did that there too. Yeah, they did that. But that's where, and then at night they had like the light up little pedals, and then the light up animals. It was like a parade, a night parade kind of in the water that they do there. But I don't know during the day what really they. Have you ever been there at night, Clark? Or you've only been there during the day?
No, I think every time we've gotten on everything. Like by 4 or 5 o'clock, we're pretty much done and ready to leave.
Yeah, I think that little area is a night thing.
I think most of the time that we went there, they close at like 6 o'clock too. Like we've never been there when they are open real late.
Yeah, the summer's usually when they're open at night, not during the winter time. And you guys are usually there in November, right?
Yep.
That's probably why. Yeah. They probably should start staying open later. That would break up some of the crowds in the other parks. Because, right, if that closes at 5, everybody's leaving to go to Magic Kingdom and Epcot and MGM. Or not MGM. It's not. I'm really aging myself now. Hollywood Studios. So, and I haven't been to Hollywood Studios in forever. I just telling Danny we need to go there. There's so many parks I want to go to, and it's like we always end up at Epcot. And now, next week, my friends are going to be there Wednesday through Saturday. So I was like, okay, well, they're doing like a girls trip. So I was like, all right, I'll come meet you guys Friday. Let me make a reservation. What park are you going to Friday? Epcot. It's like, I'm always at Epcot. But
to me,
Saturday.
That's the best one. Like I would Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, but I need to get other content besides Epcot.
I know. But I was just gonna say, like I feel like those two are like the best ones. That's what I would go to.
I know. I was thinking because Saturday I want to head over to Disney Springs because I need to get Danny's birthday's coming up, so I got to get him something. And then I was thinking of heading over to another park for like an hour or two and filming myself, but I got to learn how to work the gimbal. Otherwise, you guys don't want to see my filming. So I got to take a crash course on the gimbal.
Pretty soon you'll be able to go to Magic Kingdom and start filming a little bit of progress on what they're doing. That, and you can film Tatiana's Adventure too, to see how close they are to finishing that up. Oh, Tiana, sorry.
Maybe I'll be at the Magic Kingdom Saturday. You never know.
Yeah.
Let me pop over. Some people did come in over here. Together We Travel has come in. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
We've got CV Baseball Card Collector has come in. Hello, hello. So yeah, I'm excited for Magic Kingdom. That's like the best news ever when I heard that, because I feel like it needs some sort of facelift somewhere in that park. So
I think the rides need to be updated. I'm not sure if they need to be taken out, because you're going to have some people that are going to be diehard Disney from the original. Like, so I was telling somebody the other day, like, I used to go to Universal Studios when I was a kid, and now Back to the Future's gone, and the King Kong that was there is gone, and they're both good rides, and you kind of get nostalgic for some of that stuff.
It's true.
But I understand that as time goes on, you kind of gotta shift your things around
But
to newer
you
stuff.
you don't even really need to knock it down. You can just revamp it. Like Space
Yeah.
Mountain, right? That ride's been there forever. It was like an original ride. Like people will be probably upset if they knock that down. They don't really need to knock it down. They just need to make it more, I don't know, put like LED lights in there and make like some theme to match the whatever the most recent technology thing is right now, like that kind of stuff. Like just up its game a little bit.
Apparently, 2 weeks ago, the one of the cars came off the track in Disneyland for Space Mountain. So I'm sure they're gonna, whatever came of that, I'm sure they're gonna have to look at all the Space Mountain rides.
They're different.
They are different.
Yeah, that they use two different types of track for that Space Mountain and then the one in Walt Disney World.
Oh, okay.
So I will say that I like my favorite roller coaster ride at Magic Kingdom is Snow White. The track is smooth. It's not that bumpy like Space Mountain. You know how rough that thing is. And then if you've ever been on Snow White during the fireworks, as you're going under the fireworks in the sky, as you're going around, oh, it's the best experience ever. So if you can ever get that during the fireworks, that's awesome. But that's my favorite. And Tron is okay, but that's not my forte. I'm not a big Tron ride person. So I won't go back on that again, but I still think Snow White is my favorite one over at the Magic Kingdom. What about y'all? What's your favorite?
I enjoy Seven Dwarfs. We normally
that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Seven Dwarfs. Yeah, it's the same ride. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Mm-hmm.
That, and you can you can shift your body back and forth and make the car roll like this too.
I think though, once you go on Tron, you're gonna like Tron better. That's what I think.
He definitely will.
I think you'll like Tron, especially if you're talking about shifting, because that's what that does. You are shifted. The thing shifts you to the side. I didn't like it. I thought I was gonna fall off of the thing. So you guys will probably like it, but it's a quick ride. I wouldn't wait in that line. If you can get in the queue, I'd get in the queue. I wouldn't wait 2 hours for that ride. It's like not even 5 minutes. It's like a 3-minute ride. Thank God it was 3 minutes because I was ready to get off that thing as soon as I got on it. Let me hop over. Some people have come in. I think we already said hello to the CV baseball card collector, but if we didn't, welcome in.
Hello.
We've got H. Simon 1981 has come in. Hello and welcome in.
Hello.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. And let's see. I think that's all that has come in. So what about any new foods that you'd like to see, like at Magic Kingdom? Any new foods you guys would like to see over there?
I mean, food was okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we didn't really do a whole lot of the food when we were there. We honestly, we did the Beast Castle, right there, and that was a lot of fun. I thought the food there was good. We've eaten at the one that's kind of the patriotic restaurant,
Liberty Tree.
Liberty Tree. It was okay, but I mean, I'm not. I think they could do a little better there too with theming and some of the, like, the Beast Castle was cool, like the theming, but it's really dark in there. And he doesn't really come to your table. He just walks in a circle, which was, I think, when you're paying that kind of money.
Yeah.
Was disappointing.
I wasn't impressed with that.
No, the food was good though. But I just think there could be a little bit better there too. And then I think the theme snacks are really cool. But I don't know. I kind of just would like to. I mean, you've got all the new live action movies coming out. I just think there's ways to kind of, you've kind of brought back some of that. I think there's just ways to kind of do some cooler things, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I think they should do a meet and greet with the beast. I
do
just think
too.
it's stupid that you pay all that money just for him to walk around. I think they should do like where you could take your pictures with them and the whole
Or at least
whole
see them like,
nightmare.
him and Belle dance or something. I mean, just something like.
And I
I've
don't
never
think
actually
that,
went in there.
I don't think that gray dessert or whatever it's called. I don't think
The
it's all
gray
that
stuff?
great. Yeah,
It's like
I
a
mean it's
Oreo.
okay, but I don't think it's up to all the hype that they make it to be. That's what
It
I'm
was
getting.
good. I mean, it was good.
Mhm.
I did have Andrew go into, I can't think of what it's called beside it, but it's like the little pub. I can't even think of the guy's name now, but I had him go in there and see if they had beer because he didn't
Yes.
realize they didn't have beer, and they were like, "Sorry, it's not a real."
Not what?
So,
Gaston.
Yeah, Gaston's. I had Andrew go in there and ask if he can get a beer.
And what did they tell him?
No, they said they get that question all the time.
Because they only have certain restaurants that you can get beer at, but they don't have counter service where you can get beer. It's only sit down restaurants.
And-
I thought that they didn't have beer at all in the Magic Kingdom.
They used to not. This is recent that they've
It's
changed
recent.
and it's only like 6 restaurants that serve it, and you have to sit down and eat there to get a beer. You can't just go to a counter service place and buy a beer. Like it's a sit down place that you have to get beer at.
So I wonder if them serving beer in the park has anything to do with all these fights that they've been having lately. Because there's been a fight almost every week at Magic Kingdom.
I don't know if it's that. I thought it was something with Walt. Like Walt didn't want them to serve alcohol in the parks.
I agree
like
with your son.
Those
He
particular
didn't.
parks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
He
didn't
didn't.
because of the children.
yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering whether or not it's an uptake because of that. But I guess if it's only at sit-down restaurants, they're not going to sit there and drink a lot because you're wasting your time at the park.
So can't order beer without buying food? I think you can. I think you can sit down and just get beer, but I don't think they really like you doing that. Like I
Right.
think it's more of have a beer with your dinner because they don't want you to take up a reservation, right? For someone who could be paying $60 for a dinner, right? For a $10 beer.
Right.
So, I mean, they'll probably serve you, but you probably won't get a lot of one-on-one attention because they're going to want to go to a table that's paying all this money for a bigger tip. So,
Right.
My go-to restaurant every single time I'm at Disney World is Cosmic Rays, just because it's cheap and it's easy to. Normally, it's a lot of seating and it's easy to get in there. And they have a little bit. If you want chicken tenders or burger, you have both options.
Right.
well, and I think it's good too because they usually have a themed burger every season with it's a special burger with some type of theme to it. And they're big. Their burgers are big. Like Danny and I could go in there and split one and get like an extra thing of fries and we're fine. So yeah, we go there too. That's one of our go-tos for counter service at Magic Kingdom. It's Cosmic Rays. Or what's the other one? The seafood one, Harbor House. Sometimes we'll go there, but Danny's not a big fan of seafood, but they have chicken nuggets he gets there, but we usually do Cosmic Rays. But the good thing about Harbor House is they have the lobster roll. That's why I like to go there.
They do, and we did get it. It was good. It wasn't as good as me.
Harbor House is.
It's
Harbor House
over. So when you walk in the park, instead of going left towards the Liberty Tree and Space Mountain, or not Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, and all that way, you would go right, and it's
towards
like right there.
Yes.
Yeah, so you would make a right where like that little market is where they have fruit and chips and you know what I'm talking about? It looks like a little market where you go right there and it's like literally on the other side of that little market.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, so we go there every once in a while. 'Cause sometimes I get there. I mean, it's not your typical Maine lobster roll, but it will do its justice. But they have that there. So it's either that or Cosmic Rays. But we do like, if we do sit down, we like Liberty Tree because they do family style and it's all you can eat. First, I think it was like 50 or 60 bucks, but it's all you can eat. And you get meat, chicken, turkey, and then a bunch of sides, and it comes with a dessert, and it's family style. So they'll just keep bringing it out until you're full. So we like that place. It's really good.
We've thought
They used to
about
have
eating there
prime rib.
before.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's worth it. If I'm gonna pay 60 bucks, it's gonna be an all you can eat. Not gonna be I mean, I guess they don't have characters or anything though. So I guess like if you're gonna pay that kind of money for characters, it's worth it too, I guess. But we've gone to
My kids are
Crystal
all old
Palace
enough.
once. Yeah, we did Crystal Palace once, the Winnie the Pooh restaurant. It was pretty good. And it's buffet, all you can eat, and that was about 60 bucks. And the characters come around at the table and do that whole thing. So I don't know. I think Jennifer, though, Chloe's at that age. You need to try to get reservations at the Cinderella's castle where she can go in and have lunch with the princesses.
I agree. I think
It's just
that
really hard to get a reservation there.
it is. It is. And we could have, when we booked, when we went last year, we could have had that one or the Beast Castle, but they only had the one princess. It was just Cinderella, and I already had a Beauty and the Beast dress, so I was like, we'll just dress her up there and just kind of go all out. But I agree.
So I wonder too if they're starting with this whole pirate thing, right? And they're putting that bar in there. How's that going to work?
That was my wonder when you said it earlier.
That they're going to put, I think it's going to be a restaurant bar where they're going to make you go in and have dinner or something. I don't think they're just going to have a bar at the Magic Kingdom. I mean, they don't even serve counter service beer. So how's that going to work?
Right.
I don't know. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Unless they change their ways and have, but I don't foresee them doing that, especially with as many fights that are in the park right now to have counter service beer. I don't know. I think too, part of the fights is, well, people have been drinking, but not like drinking because they don't serve it that much in the park. But I think it's the heat mixed with the lines, mixed with just a bunch of stuff that kind of instigate the fights there. That's what I think.
I think the heat's one of the biggest things.
I was gonna say heat, and then like it's so crowded, people are pushing and cutting in front of you, and they're just rude and trying, you're trying to take pictures of the castle and they're just cutting you off. And the most frustrated I felt was at Magic Kingdom, so I could feel that. Yes, Chloe's my daughter, H. Simon.
Hey, Shantireman, thanks for coming in.
She's 3, almost 4, so she's kind of entering that princess era.
And what do you guys think when they open this new land? Do you think the prices are going to go up to get into the park?
Of course. Of course.
They're going up. They're going up.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like, yeah. There's no way it doesn't. I know how they are. They're gonna charge more, especially if it's something that's like highly requested, something that can easily market. There, I would not doubt it at all.
So the reports are saying that it's going to be a Pirates of the Caribbean restaurant.
Okay, that makes sense then. That totally makes sense. 'Cause I was thinking a bar. That totally makes sense. I don't see it being a actual bar then. Because I was thinking that. I was like, they don't even have counter service. So why would they have a bar? So it'll probably be pirates walking around. It'll be pirate drinks and stuff. And then they'll have like, just a normal dinner menu. That's probably what it's going to be then. And I bet they're going to knock down that little thing across from Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's probably where they're gonna put it. That place that's never open. Like a little Cuban place. They probably have like 3 items on their menu too. It's like counter service. I bet they're gonna knock that whole thing down, and that's where they're gonna put the restaurant.
That would be a better
Instead-
use of the space, honestly.
Mhm.
Well, there's a place called Tortuga Tavern. That's the closest place to it, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be a fully new spot or whether it's going to take over someplace other than that.
So when is this revamp supposed to start happening? Did they say?
That's the problem. They have like
They don't commit to any
Yeah,
real
like-
hard dates.
my problem with Disney right now is that they're announcing all this stuff, but they're not giving dates on anything. They're just saying,
Right.
"Oh yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it." And
Well, because they want you to be interested. They're marketing
yeah.
these.
Build anticipation.
Mhm.
and I feel like they should be giving dates for something because Universal is about to be building a brand new park, and I think that there's a good chance that they can steal a lot of people from Disney because of
I agree.
the Nintendo thing is like very big, and that's going to take a lot of people over there.
And that's why I think Disney has announced this stuff, because they want people to know it's coming, so Universal doesn't steal all their season pass holders and everything else, because everyone's going to start venturing now over to Universal, right? Because, oh, Disney's old, they don't have anything new. So that's why they're making these announcements to keep people. Yeah.
The prices for Universal are a hell of a lot better too, because
Exactly.
you can still get the 3-day passes and stuff like that for a reasonable price.
I agree with you, and that's, I mean, look, if I was to kind of pick right now, like Universal in 2025 or Disney in 2025, I'm going to go to Universal. I'm going to go look at all those different, like what they say they're going to have. They're going to have the new Harry Potter area. They're going to have, is it How You Train Your Dragons? Is that it?
Yeah,
And
how
then-
you trade dragon.
Yeah, and then then you have the
Monsters.
whole Monsters Super Mario Brothers area. That's going to be, and they've got 2 new hotels that they, they look like they're ahead of schedule on. It looks like it's going to be a lot to me. And Disney keeps raising their prices, and now it's like, oh, we want you to pay for this, and oh, we want you to pay for this, and we want you to pay for that. Well, what are you doing? There's nothing new to attract me. So they have to kind of go and, oh, guys, hey, we're going to have all these things coming. Like, don't forget about us. And then they're probably scrambling on the backside, like, well, trying to figure out how to be in competition by 2025, I would say 2026, because you can't go too long.
Yeah.
Well, it says 10 years. They spread it out for 10 years to do all that stuff.
Right.
The other thing is the hotel they're making at Universal is actually in the park. It's actually at the end of the park. So that's going to be a totally different experience right there. That, I mean, you got Contemporary at Disney, but you still have to get on the train to go out there. It's not like you're just walking right out the front door into the park.
Right. And I'm a person that if I'm there for, if I'm paying all this money to go there, I've flown there, I'm going to pay for that convenience as well, because my time is limited, at the parks. And so I'm going to, if it's only like $100, $200 cheaper, more expensive, I may even consider it, just to not have to fool with, like for us with Chloe, like to take Uber and stuff, you got to consider the car seat. We've got to consider all these different things, and to me, like if I can just go ahead and pay a little bit more and just be right at the park and rope drop and go get the max out of my day, it's probably worth it to me. I mean, honestly, if I'm flying it. Now, if I live there or if I was close and went a couple times a year, I'm probably not going to, do that. But for somebody who's not there all the time, or this is a once in a 5-year trip, I mean, yeah. I think it's a great concept. I think Disney could really take a look at not only Universal, but all the areas there. You got Busch Gardens, you got the new
Mhm.
Peppa Pig and all that. You got so many
Lego World.
Lego. You got so many new entrants right there that I mean, like, you know, kind of also trying to grab money. I think they almost have to.
So they're saying sounds like a battle between Disney and Universal. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I don't
Also,
know. I think people are gonna start leaving Disney if they don't do something and go over to Universal. And what were you starting to say, Mr. Clockson over there?
the other thing with Universal is that they're trying to expand and like try to capture audiences that are younger. They have that thing in Texas that they're building, like the smaller theme park that aimed towards like younger kids, as well as the Halloween Horror Nights thing going in Las Vegas. That's permanent year round, and that's going to try to attract people in. And I watched a video about somebody talking about this, and they said the thing with the difference between Universal and Disney is that Disney's everywhere, and they can attract younger
Right.
audiences and bring them in early. Universal doesn't have that right now. But if Universal starts doing all these like smaller parks for the younger age, these events like what they're doing in Las Vegas, it starts bringing in people who might not know exactly what Universal is. It starts making them fans of Universal, and now you're expanding your audience and bringing in a lot more people.
And Universal just built that what's that hotel, the one with the water park, Cabana
Volcano Bay.
K, or yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of people are.
Cabana something or another.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a popular place. A lot of people are doing too. They're doing like 2 days, and then they're doing a day at that hotel, right? So you got a day at Universal, a day at Island of Adventure, and then a day at that hotel. That's what people are, and I heard that hotel is really not even that expensive. And that's the other problem. Disney, their hotels are crazy expensive
Yeah.
to stay at. I mean, a night at the Contemporary, you're looking at $700 and up. Like, it's crazy. And that's depending what time of the year you're going. So, especially if you're on that monorail loop, wherever the monorail goes, those hotels are crazy expensive. Even, I remember probably like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, you used to be able to stay at like Pop Century, Movie Resort, all those for like 100, maybe 125.
Yes.
But now forget it. Those are like 300 and up. Then you got to pay a resort fee, which is another $25, $30. And then if you're going to park your car, they were charging parking. Now they just dropped the parking charge at the hotels, but they were charging even to park your car. So between the resort fee and parking, you're looking at another 60, $70. So, yeah, I mean, their hotels are crazy expensive, but that's a whole nother topic we can do another day. But yeah, and I think people are starting to catch on that Universal is a lot cheaper. You are correct. And I think Disney, though, as long as they can keep raising the rates and people are gonna pay it, they're gonna do it.
Yep.
So, and I just think even their restaurants are crazy expensive, but they're gonna keep raising those too because people will do it. If you're going to go meet characters, people are going to pay it where they don't have to go stand in a line and they can go sit at a restaurant and meet a character. They're going to do it. They're going to pay that $100 or the $75 or whatever they're charging.
Well, and the way they design it too, it's limited to where you can see the characters. So you kind of almost have to, you know, like you said, if you don't want to stand in a 2-hour line to see Mickey Mouse.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So what else you guys got to add to it? Anything else that you guys want to see at the parks? I think they need to do more parades. I think their parades are lacking. They do like 1 a day or 2 a day, and so many people are lined up to see them. I think they need to do more than that.
I liked when it was during the pandemic and they did this like little sections of the parades.
Cavalcades.
Yeah, it was really convenient for us because we could stop, you know, take a break for a minute, look, you know, watch, you know, the band go through, or whichever, whoever it was, Tinkerbell, and then like you said, the crowd disperses. You can go on about your day. I actually really prefer that than to stand there all day for the parade.
Mm-hmm. Agree. And the fireworks show, I absolutely love. And I think that's too where some of these fights come in, because, and the parades actually, people are lined up for those things for hours. I'm talking hours.
Yeah.
If the fireworks don't start till 9, you see people lined up at 6 o'clock on Main Street waiting.
I've seen them lined up at 4.
Right. And if you get in front of someone that had been sitting there for hours, that's when they're going to start arguing with you, because they've been sitting there, and here you come and walk right in front of them. That's where the arguments start, right there, especially for the parades and stuff.
Right. And you're already tired. You're hot. You've got your screaming kids. I mean, it's a recipe for disaster in some ways.
Mm-hmm. So I think that adds to the arguments. And, again, if people had alcohol there all day long on top of that, forget it. But I think Epcot needs to have, I've seen little tiny parades in there. I think they actually need a parade going through Epcot. I think they need that too. I think there needs to be a little more character interaction at Epcot, because there's no like set schedule. They just come out whenever in a random place. There needs to be more character interaction with set times and stuff like that. And maybe one parade that comes through Epcot. I've seen a princess cavalcade there during the pandemic, but that was really it. So I don't know. Anybody have anything else before we get off of here?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, everybody go enjoy your Saturday. And thank you so much for coming in with us this morning. And everybody have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Jennifer, don't you have a live tonight?
I do. I think we're going to kind of talk excursions a bit. And then I know Tony is a diver. And I kind of wanted to see his process on how he books outside of the cruise lines, because I know he does like some like PADI research and stuff. So that's going to be our topic tonight, is just the various excursions. Y'all are both invited if you want to come on.
Okay. Clock, when's your live you got going on?
Tomorrow night with the wife at 7 p.m. Eastern. Be possibly a trivia.
Cool.
That's gonna be fun.
And then I've got Tuesday night. And then I don't think I'm going to be live next Saturday. If I do, it will be a pop-up at Disney. So stay tuned, turn on that notification bell. And everyone have a great rest of the weekend. Bye.
It was nice to meet you too, H. Simon. Bye.